Live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Pulse. I haven't been here for a while, so I'm very sad about that, but I'm back now. And Tamara and Tom are here, and Adam is previously occupied. But we'll go through our updates this week. We have rolling out, we have in development, and then we have one that is canceled. So, Tom, do you want to start us with rolling out?
Sure. I'll
Tell us
touch
what's
on it.
good.
Yeah,
Did we
I
want
will.
to start with in development?
If we do want to start with in development, we've never
Okay.
started with rolling out. I don't know what
I
my.
was going to say, you said rolling out, and I'm thinking, yeah, just start at the top of the list in development because that's what we always do.
I'm sorry
Um,
about that, Tamara. It's
Not
a
a
good
problem.
thing you're here to keep me
Yeah, there you
keep
go.
me in check.
So I have a couple that I will go ahead and mention here. So Microsoft Teams new channel experience. I haven't seen much about this, but it sounds different. A new channel experience built with an intuitive design that helps teams focus and actively engage. The new channels experience include compose box and recent posts will appear at the top of the page. Every post will now have a conversations view and a new right pane with the channel's key information. That is due to come out in April, and it's going to everybody worldwide, GCC, GCC High, and DoD. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how they move the cheese and how that affects other people saying, I don't like it this way, move it back. And the other one that I wanted to mention was a feature that I'm not sure why they did this. As a corporate person, I'm like, that's not going to fly. And that is Word Send to Kindle. Send to Kindle feature allows users to export Microsoft Word documents to Amazon account and Kindle devices. From a security perspective and PHI perspective, this is a really horrible, bad idea. Uh, it's due to come out in March. It's going to worldwide. I think if I remember the roadmap entry for that one, there is an option that you can set or a policy that you can set that turns this off for everybody. Unfortunately, by default, it's going to be turned on. And I just don't think a lot of companies are going to want you to go, hey, I've got this really important document and I'm going to send it to Amazon and my Kindle device. So I would say, take a really close look at this one and determine whether or not you want this in your environment, because if you do nothing, they will be able to do this. So keep that in mind.
Sometimes this seems to be like one of those ones that they put out there and they say what they're going to do. And it's just like, I'm going to stand back and see how many people scream. And then
Yeah.
when people scream, then we change up how we're going to default policy things. So
Yeah.
if this policy is not what you want, be sure to say, wait, hold on, no.
Yeah. Because I could see somebody going, hey, I've got permissions to
Oh,
see this in my environment. It's got PHI in it. And oh, well, I want to read it on my Kindle because I've got, nighttime reading I need to do. And all of a sudden it's no longer controlled. And that's not going to fly. So do
yeah.
keep that in mind.
Awesome. How about you, Tamara?
Well, one that I could have used today, so I'm really glad it's in development, is a Teams button to bring the meeting stage to the foreground during a meeting. Because I don't know about you, but I occasionally multitask during a meeting and then I cannot find the meeting again.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, let me share my screen with you. Wait a minute, I can't find the meeting. I can't share with you. So with this features, users can bring up the meeting stage to the foreground by pressing their Teams button during a meeting. This allows users to move quickly to return to the meeting because you're multitasking. To review chat discussions or content being shared, especially if the meeting stage was hidden behind other windows. Now, note, this feature only applies to devices with dedicated Teams buttons. If the device has a dual purpose button, both like a hook switch and a team button, pressing the button will end the call. Oh my God,
There's
who
another
thought
way to
that
get
was
it.
a good idea?
Here, click, boom.
And the
Here,
call.
I'm going to
Yeah.
quickly get to the meeting. Oh, no meeting. All right. Well, that's exciting. And then the other one that I wanted to talk about was Power Automate Connector updates apps, Microsoft 365. So Update Apps Microsoft 365 connector enables the creation of Power Automate flows, which trigger when an update is sent to the flow owner. So currently the connector supports 2 triggers: when the new update is received and when a new update tied to a specific request is received. So I'm not quite sure how I would use this.
Yeah,
But
I'm
if
I'm
you're
still trying to
closely
figure that one out
monitoring
too.
flows, this may be of use to you.
But it seems like it has to be done within the context of Teams. When they say sending something to the flow owner,
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing it within Teams, I'm not quite sure how that looks. So yeah, this one
Right.
will be interesting to see how that one plays out and what it
Yeah.
actually looks like.
Well, I have a couple for Teams. So the first one is Microsoft Teams changed the call queue and auto attendance greetings by authorized users. So you can set up authorized users that are able to change those greetings and change the auto attendance greetings, change the call queue, different things like that, which is great because then you can have authorized users that aren't necessarily the IT admins that are doing that. So that's a good change that's coming there. And then 2 apps changes. One is going to be geo filtering so that people can put their apps in the store with a geo filter. So for instance, if we have training, but we don't have it in a certain language, why show it in that region? So, different things like that. Or you can highlight your apps for region relevancy. And then finally, in context stores, so that you get the apps that are relevant to the things that you're doing. As you're going through Teams, it will pop up and show you contextually, hey, there's an app for that, and then help you get those apps. So that's in development coming to the worldwide tenant. Says March, so could be this month. So those are the updates for Teams there. I see that there's a bunch of syntax in Viva. Does anybody kind of want to roll us through some of those? Oh, there was also on VDI, the other one for Teams is Microsoft Teams support breakout rooms on VDI. So if that was something that you're waiting for, that is in development with, it looks like a May potential release date. So if you're waiting for that support, that's coming or in development, so coming soon. So
I
I can
thought
go.
it was interesting that Microsoft Viva is now going to have Jira on-prem support for Viva Goals. So support for Jira Server and Jira Data Center is going to allow users to automatically track the progress of objectives and key results, along with the work driving those OKRs and in Viva Goals. So I thought that was interesting. And there was another one about adding Viva to calendar.
yeah, I thought that one was really
So
interesting.
add
Very
a calendar
proactive.
feature that will help learners block learning time in their calendar to take up any course at their preferred time.
Well, I will say that, focus time was fun. And then we went through a period of time where everyone was using their focus time so that no one could
Have a
schedule a
meeting.
meeting with anyone because everyone had a calendar full of focus time. So then we had to have some internal governance to say, focus time is great. We should all be using focus time, but we probably all have to get on the same page with how we're going to use focus time if we want to continue to be a team that,
Talks to
works
each
together.
other.
And so this feature is going to be a great one. So for Viva, feature access management. So admins will have the ability to enable or disable designated Viva Engage features for specific users through the admin feature. So that's coming at least to Viva Engage, where it's like, okay, well, maybe not everyone needs to have every feature, so we can disable and enable based on that. So, maybe they're thinking through some of those scenarios as well. So those are some good things coming. But Tom, anything else for you in development? I mean, there's a
Uh,
lot of Viva stuff. It's a lot of
yeah, I'll just
small
go ahead and
things.
mention if you are interested in Microsoft Syntax, the pay-as-you-go version of that had been in preview mode. and it has now gone to or it's going to go to general availability this month.
Mm,
So again, if you want to play with that and you don't want to spend, the huge bucks to get everything licensed, you want more of a, hey, we're just going to have little bits here and there. This may be something you want to explore in order to bring down your cost for having syntax, but also get the use of being able to have the syntax capabilities. So
Awesome. Cool. Well, if there's nothing else, we can move into rolling out, and these are the features that are coming soon to a tenant near you.
sure.
Do you want to start us, Tamara?
Sure. I'll take one. Microsoft Teams enhanced flyout design for app engagement and discovery. This just reminds me of when you go to Turkey and you're looking to buy a rug and you're sitting there sipping your apple tea and the assistants come by and fly these carpets. They just spin them into the air
That
and then
might
you
be
can
something
see
that
the
I've
different
not
colors.
experienced, but
So I'm expecting that from Microsoft. So enhanced visual layouts is going to help you quickly launch apps that you have, as well as discover new ones to help you complete your day-to-day tasks in Teams. And that was supposed to roll out in February. I don't think I've seen it yet, though. Tom, what
I
do you
don't
have?
know that I've seen it. The enhanced pop out. I'll let
No,
you
I
know as
haven't
soon as
seen
something
it.
flies at me.
yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah.
The one that I will go ahead and bring up is Outlook better messaging and options when a user runs out of email storage. So there's now a clearer messaging and cleanup options for when you run out of email storage. Apparently, when you would do that, which I never have, things got kind of sticky in terms of what can I do to still get email and clear out the stuff that I have. It's going to be a little bit more straightforward now, and that should have come out last month or is due to come out last month, and it's rolling out to everyone worldwide, GCC, GCC High, and DoD.
We have so much email storage that I don't know how someone would run out, but people do that.
Seriously.
And so a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, somebody reached out to me internally with a message and they're like, Jen, what does this mean? And it was that email message about being out of email storage. And I'm like, I think it's spam. I was like, let's report it as phishing. I was like, that's not from Microsoft 365. You wouldn't get a message that would say that. That sounds like you're supposed to go delete everything. It turns out she was really out of email. And when
Wow.
we called the help desk, that was what the problem was. I was like, that email's confusing. So this made me chuckle when I saw that because I was
Too
like,
funny.
yeah, I thought it was a phishing exercise when she showed me that email. I'm like, don't click anything in that email. So I'm curious to see what the new one looks like. And the other things are Viva. So Microsoft Viva Topic Discovery Analytics to show what sites have been processed. So if you've got topics, you want to see what's been processed already and then what's still needing to be processed because you put stuff in there and it takes a while. So that's coming to show. So a report, an update there. So just more transparency to give you that. And then as well as customer facing analytics. So this module is going to allow customers to understand their usage metrics for their instance of Viva connections and help them gauge the health of the deployment. And so when you're connecting with other systems, how's the health of the deployment and how are the connections going and different things like that. So just some more reporting features there. It's like they're rolling out a lot of the things that they said were coming next. So awesome. Well, I'll pass launched to one of the two of you and then canceled to the other. I mean, we're going to wrap it up pretty quick today.
Go ahead, take the
Yeah.
one that I know that you want to take because it makes you so happy whenever they do this, Tamara.
Microsoft Project.
Uh-huh.
Increased number of tasks in project for the web. So this is, and I didn't read the project for the web part. And I'm like, what do you mean they've increased it to 1,000 tasks in projects? They've always been able to do 1,000 tasks in project. But
Not
this
in the
is for the
web.
web application. And so you can manage even bigger projects using project for the web, which I think is great because project for the web allows you to let the worker bees into the plan to actually do their own updates. So then you as the project manager no longer have to be the secretary of that club.
Makes sense. The other one that we have out there, because we only have 2 that are in launched, is Microsoft Syntax Universal Annotations. So you can collaborate with others by highlighting, and inking on files without changing the underlying document. Licensed syntax users will be able to create and view universal annotations. That should have been out last month, and it was going to GCC High and worldwide.
Awesome. Well, the last one is pretty easy. It's a canceled feature. And it's funny because it says this item is wrong and we're removing it from the roadmap. Sorry about any inconvenience. And so it was for the Content Explorer export feature. It said it had a limitation. And so we were giving you a commandlet to export it without limitations, so you could get all of the data. However, something about that statement that I just read is wrong, and either you don't need the commandlet, maybe there's not a limitation, or who knows. But this is incorrect and being removed. So I don't think that's anything that's going to get anybody too worked up. It seems like it was an extra admin feature. If it needs to be there, I'm sure they'll be bringing it back in another post there. So no issues there. Well, cool. That kind of wraps us up for the day. And you guys will be back next week with updates, and I'll be gone again, but I'll be back the week after.
Okay,
So.
sure. Yeah, right.
Well,
But you'll be having a fabulous time.
I better be having a fabulous.
This sounds like
fabulous
cruise
time.
vacation type things.
We're not cruising. We're going to an
Whoa.
island, but not cruising. We're going to Hawaii.
Oh, nice.
So I've never
Enjoy.
been. So I'm
Really?
excited. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it or not, I would think I would have gone by now, but I'm due. So
Yeah.
I remember when I went to Hawaii, we had taken a cruise around Hawaii, and people were like, "Oh, where did you go?" And I'm like, "Some place that had an H and a W and a whole bunch of vowels, and I don't remember what they're called because everything was Okawa, hoo, ah, wa." It's just it's like other than Honolulu and Waikiki, that was about it. Everything else was just this blur of consonants and vowels that I couldn't remember.
We're gonna stay in Kona. So we're
Okay.
gonna be in Kona Island, and I'm excited. We're gonna see octopus and starfishes and whales and volcanoes. It's gonna be a great week.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Hopefully not all at the same time, but
Yeah, that would
week.
be
No.
probably bad.
Yeah.
But we'll have a good time. So
Cool.
all right, everybody.
All right.
Thanks for joining us this time.
Bye all.
Thanks. Bye.